every time I generate a goods invoice. So it could be weekly.
What did you ask?
I asked how often she provides that to her clients, the financial summary. Yeah.
I see every time I generate a goods invoice, because it's automatically done. So it's just the system automatically does it anyway. So I just send it off with it, and then they know. Then there's no mucking about.
Anybody other questions while we're going along here? Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming. Oh, go for it.
Okay. Okay.
On the last slide.
So it will
Where would you have
say.
shown deposits on that?
Okay, so it will show. See where it says total of all invoices issued. So if there's nothing showing in the previously invoiced still owing column, that means that if all those invoices have been issued, they've all been paid. So that shows your client exactly what they've been paid.
Invoice is different than a deposit, no?
Well, so you mean like a deposit against a specific?
Yeah.
So if they'd only paid half of the bedroom tub chair, you would only see half
So you
in
would
the
see
issued invoice, and then the other half would show up in amount still owing?
It shows, see the balance amount where it says $1,200?
Yep.
So
Okay.
that is the difference between the.
Okay, so you're calling
total
a
amount.
deposit an invoice?
Yes.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So this sort of is a snapshot of everything in the job. It's
Another
showing-
question was over
Yeah.
here?
We're clearly moving to Q&A. Is that okay, Jillian?
We are.
I know
yes.
people had some,
Yeah, 'cause in
some
the-
questions.
Okay.
Here, I've gotcha.
I'm just going with the flow.
Mine's actually not a question, it's more of a comment in that I think that this also would help identify which clients are large clients so that you can properly develop a better relationship
Yes.
with them, because I find that when I look at my clients, I'm thinking, oh, who are my big boys and how much did
Yes.
they spend and how can I target which clients to maybe do a little extra for,
Yes.
acknowledge. So this would be very helpful
Yes.
for that.
You call your clients big boys?
Yeah, I like that. Who are my
good.
big boys?
I think you can charge more for that, can't you? I'm gonna take that over. Nick, you got a mic.
We got
Nikki's
three
got a mic.
mics.
Quick question?
More questions.
How about over here?
I think this is fantastic. It's not written like a chartered accountant did it, which I think is nice. No offense.
No offense, Dean. Where's Dean?
Doesn't look like you did it, Dean.
And I know it's not a sales pitch, but I really want to. How much is the software?
Okay, we have over by our little booth, and I should have started off with
Ian, put your hand up so Ian and
Boys are
JD.
here. Ian and JD are here. We're here today. We're here tomorrow. We're demoing the product. We have an amazing offer for Business of Design members and people who are at this conference, and all the documentation for it is there. The monthly price is. I'm not the accountant.
She's looking at Dean. Do you want them to come and talk to you
Come and
privately?
talk to Dean. He's got all the
Go,
paperwork.
yeah.
and
Also,
it's
at
all-
5:30, we're having an Ask the Experts session. There are about 7 people who have been speaking today who will be available for any questions, and Design Docs is one of those companies from 5:30 to 6:30, or anytime tomorrow. They're here all day as well. Any other question?
Oh, got one over here.
You go.
How does this tie in if you're using QuickBooks or anything like that, so that you're providing that and you're giving it to your bookkeeper, they get sent it to the CA?
Okay.
How does that all tie in?
This is a complete system. So this is your accounting package. It tracks your time. It tracks your expenses. It does your proposals, your vendor purchase orders. It's basically everything in one place.
So
And
it
it's
would
accessible.
replace your QuickBooks.
Yeah, it replaces
Right.
everything. So you're not having to use Word and Excel and have all these different things over different devices.
Right. Right here, another question.
So does that mean I still need a bookkeeper?
You do well. You do still need a bookkeeper, but
But you're going to make their job a little bit easier.
But I'll also say to you, what this allows you to do is it really allows you to grow your business. What I found is having this, bringing in an admin assistant or bringing in a junior designer is so easy because you have the template in place.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's really easy.
I know. Yay.
They
Thank
use
you.
your program.
Wait, follow up.
Oh, and I just have another comment,
Yes.
and that was, I was at another business meeting, and they were saying, a fellow who sells businesses, and he said that baby boomers have a hard time selling their businesses because they do not have systems and processes in place for purchasers to come and easily make the transition into purchasing that business.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, Design Docs is new. They're
Design Docs is new.
you're launching today, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, you are
Okay.
the first.
Yay,
You're
you're
it.
here.
I know.
We're using
big
it. We
deal.
love it. I can't recommend it enough. I know there's a question back here for you, Jillian. Sorry.
Hence the dark circles. Yeah, no, it's
If you have any problems with the program itself,
yes.
how does that work? Who do you contact?
We have support team, and one thing that Dean and I were very keen on, and that we wanted to know who our software developers were. We wanted people who were local. We wanted to know where they lived, so we could get hold of them at crazy hours. So we have a fabulous online support tool that sort of breaks down everything as you go. But then in addition to that, there will also be telephone support.
Terrific. Another question?
Through social media, I'm very, very new at this, but I've heard a little bit about a program called Studio Max. I know nothing,
Okay.
but I guess I'd just be curious before investing that too much, how yours compares. Is there any overlap, and if not, what do you do additionally?
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I haven't heard of Studio Max. Is it maybe Studio Webware? There are other products out there, and it would have been very easy for me to have used one of those sort of 2 years ago before we decided to do this. But there was nothing that really did everything I wanted. I find a lot of these tools are either aimed purely at sort of commercial designers, and a lot of them will only let you price in certain ways. So one of the tools will only let you mark up. Our tool allows you to either discount down from retail. It allows you. It gives you so many different pricing variables, which I know we use. So I think I find ours is the best of the bunch.
It's also, for those of you who are already invested in Business of Design, you're using our 15-step model, it's built to work with that as well. So it's extremely compatible and the language is familiar. Another question.
Is it a software package or is it a cloud-like
cloud-based.
format?
It's
Okay,
cloud-based.
so we can access
So
it from anywhere.
You can access it from anywhere, and that's
But not from the beach when you're supposed to be on vacation.
the one
Right? Nyla?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I know my
And that
group.
was really important because we didn't want people. I find I've got my cell phone, but my cell phone just allows people to bother me. It doesn't provide me with information, and I was working all day and then having to go home and then go and look in my office at night to answer all the questions I'd got during the day. The monthly fee are to the general public. The monthly fee is $59. The deal for Business of Design is pretty phenomenal. So.
Yeah. Okay. Another. Go for it.
Can this work off the iPad also?
Yes.
So I can pull it up right in front of my client and show them.
Who am I looking at? Sorry.
Way over
hello,
here.
Hello. Yes, you can use it on your iPad, and what it also does, it allows you. Your proposal can almost be can be almost like live. So while you're sitting with your client, you can accept, decline, postpone selections, and then the amount of your deposit actually changes as the client makes the decisions. So you're never left short. You're always asking for the right deposit, and then you can just PDF the most current proposal to your client while you're sitting there with her. Yeah.
So my bookkeeper and my CA also have to pay for this account, right? To
They
have
can access this account, and we have so you can have more than one person
Good,
on the
thank you.
account. And,
Okay.
yeah.
Does it have the ability to link into your credit card's online banking information to be able to download? I have a program right now that
Right.
allows me to connect into that, easily identify the expense, and it just automatically pops it in with a check mark to where it needs to go. Does that have that availability?
I'm going to ask you to talk to
To
Dean
Dean?
on that.
Okay. It's just a great.
Yeah, no, I know.
Kate?
I currently have QuickBooks. Is there an easy way that I can download my QuickBooks history onto this program?
With that instance, I'm going to ask you to talk to Ian about that one. He's going to thank me for that one, but I'm going to.
We did, I know the question, a lot of us have QuickBooks. We had QuickBooks before. We just ended it at a fiscal year and started fresh. And we still have it, and if we need to go backwards, we can look at the QuickBooks. If we need to go forward, we look at Design Docs.
This is just a comment, as I've have the privilege to be trained in Design Docs. One thing that Jillian didn't elaborate on is the purchase order process. This system cuts down hours of our time, linking all the suppliers, the information about a product, and about our company and pricing in 1 or 2 pages. Very easy, and it's right there in front of you, and it makes your suppliers' life much easier. You've got a lot of great feedback from suppliers.
I did this sort of under the radar when I first started using this and testing this in my own business, and I was sending purchase orders to clients, to my vendors, and then some of them would actually, someone actually phoned me up and said, "Oh my God, your purchase orders are lovely." I'd be like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh, I'm testing a new software system. What do you think?" "It's amazing. Can you tell everybody to use this?" I was like, oh. And I don't think we have any idea what we kind of put our vendors through. Like, we think it's all like they're the ones who are impossible and hard to deal with. But sometimes, I look back on what I've sent people and just think, no wonder, like things went wrong. So we've devised a very clear purchase order that really nobody can confuse. No one can get confused on this, and they love it because it allows images to go in and everything. So even your tiles, like your tile showroom, like I insert pictures of the tiles so that when they go to pick it, they know for sure what one they're picking, and it just helps.
Last one really quick.
This kind of touches upon that. Can you put your own logo and contact information on the invoice?
Yes. It's all purely personalized, yeah. And we can show you that as well. So
Actually, can you put my logo so that the checks come to me?
This is not true.
All right.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you,
all right,
Jillian.
all right,
Jillian. Marisha's going to
Yay,
take over.
Design Docs. Just stay here for a sec. So I just really, really want to acknowledge you and your team for the work you've done to produce this. I was working with Jillian about 2 and a couple years ago, and she was just starting to sort of come across this itch that she had. And it's pure creativity and innovation, what you're hearing here today. Like, it's a perfect example of where the question began, how do I make my backroom stage easier to make happen? And then the more she dug, and Jillian, by the way, has a very buttoned-down design firm. I was listening to the systems and structures you had, and I said, wow, you are really on it. No wonder she works mostly with lawyers and financial service people. And so she saw that problem. She goes, oh, I bet other people have that problem. And the more you talked and asked questions, the more it got designed. And part 2 of that is it's a designer who was in the process of doing this. It wasn't just an accountant or software people. And that's so important because it really is taking in all the considerations and the nuances of the world of design. So congratulations. And I think that was so insightful.